What's up, my fellow weirdos? This is Jen and Mondo from 305 Paranormal.
And you're listening to Kevin from Where the Weird Ones Are. If you like what you hear, like, comment, sub, and share to hear more. Peace.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Storytime number 2, the redoing of Storytimes, essentially, because now we're going to have guests, and today I have Rachel and Heather from Like Mother Like Murder. How's it going, ladies?
It's going! We are excited to be here, Kevin. Thank you for the invite.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Absolutely.
never better. This is exciting. And to be a part of something that you're trying out new, I'm excited to see how it all goes and be a part of it.
Me too.
I'm excited because I feel like this is going to, bring out that little bit of competitiveness within me because I'm like, I want to do, I gotta win this.
Win this.
I gotta win this.
Is there a prize at the end of this that I didn't hear about? Like
Gloating, that's all.
Oh, gloating. Got it. I should have known. Look, you already win. Sitting on the bench. Yeah, but thank you so much for having us. We're very, very excited to be here.
Yes.
Thanks. I'm excited to tell you this story. Like I said, I don't know where this popped into how this really popped into my brain. It just did, and you guys were the first people that I thought of doing this with. So
When it works, it works. Yeah.
Absolutely. So if you guys don't mind, real quick, letting all the listeners know who you are and where they can find you.
For sure. So we are Like Mother Like Murder. I am Heather. That is Rachel.
That's me.
We are, that's me. We like to call ourselves a true crime mom cast. We cover the good, the badass, and the crime. And 90% of our cases, probably more, I'm really good at statistics, are mom related. So missing mothers, mothers who've been murdered, or mothers who are criminals themselves. So we do get into those. And we really try to focus on those kind of cases. But you can check us out wherever you get your podcasts, Like Mother Like Murder. And, I'm sure you guys have seen us all over Kevin's Instagram, because all of us are just all over each other's Instagrams all the time because we're each other's biggest fans. So it's just how it is.
That support system right there. It's the best.
Absolutely. I actually, now that I've gotten to know you guys, I have to rewrite my review because all I wrote was amazing. I listened to 2 episods. This is before I got to know you guys, before I was even really talking to you. I was just like, I'll just show them some love. I listened to a couple episodes. Oh, amazing.
I love it, though.
So now especially after your little update episode, it made me cry.
Oh.
And I was like, I gotta rewrite that review. That's such a poor review.
Hey, we love
compared
it.
to what
I'll
you guys
take it, though. I'll take
done.
it.
We saw a 5-star right there, so we were thrilled.
It was a 5-star,
Yeah.
that's for sure.
Now it's going to change from amazing show to amazing show with psycho women. Crazy ass women.
I love your guys' show. I think you guys bring a fantastic dynamic. The two, because you guys, as much as similarities of personalities you have, you're still have a unique difference in.
Oh, yeah,
I don't know.
we do.
It works together.
For sure. We know
And
exactly what you're talking about because we say that about ourselves, too.
You could definitely tell you guys have been friends for a long time. So.
Very long time. We don't even know how long, but
I feel like at this point
time.
we've definitely been friends in our lives longer than we didn't know each other.
That's true. I mean, it was probably, I don't know, 12,
Maybe
13,
2
14?
times.
I don't know.
2 times as long. But
yeah.
we don't have to get into how old we are, but
no.
a long time.
Well,
been
you're
years.
younger than me, so.
Barely. Don't act like you're this old man, okay? Or that we're these young little girls.
You are these young little girls. I'm over here with a cane and shit, fucking losing my teeth.
Look, I'm over here telling you I have tooth pains right now, so I'm just following along.
Listen, I was doing fucking squats with no weights today, and all I could hear was
Oh
in
no.
my motherfucking knees. I
Yeah.
was like, fuck.
Yeah, been
We're
there.
both
It's not
sports
good.
players, so our bodies are
Yeah.
very jacked up from sports as well.
Especially our knees.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
knees,
pop,
knees
lock, and
got
drop
me
it face.
pretty early.
that too.
One of my knees fucking went out in baseball when I was still in elementary school, so
Oh my
that
gosh.
was cool.
Gosh. Yeah, that's
then-
too. You should have never had that happen. So something's wrong with you for sure.
Yeah, well, there was a random hole in the middle of the field, so yeah, that's what
Did you
happened.
say pole?
Hole.
Oh, I thought you said a pole. I'm like, and you didn't
My-
see it?
My foot went right into it, and my body was trying to
Yeah.
go the opposite
Yeah.
way. And
Yeah.
my
Oh
knees
my
went-
gosh, that'll do it. Yikes.
Yep.
We don't like that.
Yikes.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, all of us old asses are about to get into this. That's exciting.
Absolutely.
See who
absolutely.
could stay awake the longest.
So, just for everybody listening to on the Patreon to learn, and I might even put it in the preview for the regular channel, but for everybody to get to know you a little bit, what got you guys like interested in starting this podcast?
Rachel
Me.
has to tell that story, yeah.
I think, well, the second that I brought it up to Heather, she was like, yeah, I'm in, duh. You know, but I think that it was just the fact that I always have to be doing something, and I always have to be like looking for whatever that next thing is going to be. And I started listening to podcasts. I was a mail carrier, and it was all like conspiracy theory podcasts in the beginning. And then I just it was together, I guess, but got into true crime and other podcasts as well. And I was like, I can do this, no problem. Because after every single episode that I would listen to, I would call a friend and literally relay the exact thing in its entirety and tell it how I would tell it. And they'd be like, damn, you know? And so, but I'm also someone, even though I'm like, yeah, I can do that, not by myself. I'm not going to do it by myself. So I needed my little teammate over there. And
Yeah,
like I
buddy.
said, as soon as I was like, hey, do you want to start a podcast? She's like, yeah, about what? Let's go. So
I didn't even know the
how it
topic.
started.
She hadn't even told me
Yeah.
yet. I said, boom, what's our podcast about? Like, go. Like, say less.
Yeah.
Like, let's do it.
we had just moved away from each other too, so it was kind of like a way
Yeah.
for us to like
Stay connected.
yeah.
For sure.
Yep, we talk way more now than we did
When we
then,
lived less
that's
than
for
50
sure.
miles apart. Yeah, for sure.
That's hilarious. So, on your updated episode, your guys' high school colors are the same as mine. It was
Nice.
red and black.
Nice.
So I thought that was pretty cool.
What was
Um,
your mascot?
It was Redskins when I was in high school, but they changed
Oh.
it. They changed it to the Spartans
Gotcha.
Okay.
after.
Okay.
probably shortly after. So they changed one group of people for another group of people.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
We're
'cause
all about
it's
our
okay.
high school, but I mean,
yeah.
look, Spartans,
My high school wasn't great.
Redskins, and it's like antelope.
We were antelopes.
Yeah, antelope.
The
yeah.
lopes. Well, trust me, our
We tried
high
to make
school
it
was
sound
not
cool
great
by
either.
saying, yeah, no, it wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
My mom tried to
ideal.
pull me out of school because of all the gang violence.
Yeah, remember
Oh.
our freshman
Yeah.
year when it was well, I won't say the date, but it was supposed to be like a massive like gang riot. Did you go to school that day?
Yeah,
Shit.
because
You did? Yeah.
Yeah.
I did too because my dad said, you can't miss your softball game, so you need to go to school.
My God.
I'm not
Yeah.
sure what all I can say on this
Thank you.
podcast. That's why I'm not going to say
I
my
know.
response. That's for another time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you can say whatever the fuck you want. I mean, it's
No.
fully open, but
Well, it was definitely stuff between blacks and Mexicans.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm white. Nothing's going to happen to me right now. So I went to school. And my mom was like, honey, no, you can't. Don't go. Like,
Yeah.
Trust me, no one looks my direction. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just on the soccer field 24/7. No one even knows I exist.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Yeah, it was a huge. We even got we had to, in our last period of the day, we had to be escorted off campus. All of the students from their last period, their teacher had to escort them off campus. And when you got off campus, it was like almost completely surrounded by cops, and there was at least one helicopter floating above, because it was, I mean,
That was more than once. We had that crap all
yeah,
the
that
time.
happened more than once.
Damn, son.
Yeah.
God damn. We didn't have. Well, we had some like fucking hooligans, and I mean, I was one of them. But
Hooligans.
we didn't have like gang riots or anything.
Oh, we had
we had
some
some
gang
Thought
riots.
they were gangs.
It was-
There was this one gang that called them the Brook Street Killers, because they all lived on this one street in Brook Street, which is called Brook Street, which is like the terrible part of our town,
Yeah.
city, whatever the fuck you want to call it. It's like the bad street, And I remember a couple older kids used to refer to them as the Cap Gun Killers.
Oh, man.
It was freaking hilarious. So we had a bunch of people that thought they were thugs, and that then going to school with a bunch of guys that fucking drove tractors. You know what I mean? Because we had like an inner city part of our town, and then we had a farm part of our town. So we had a pretty good mixture
That's
of
so
both.
funny.
So
Um,
it was pretty funny, and yeah, I definitely found myself in the middle of some trouble a few too many times.
You too many.
Um,
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
but-
you described me perfectly when you were like thugs and then farm life.
I was
That's
gonna
me,
say,
baby.
we
That's
had
me.
a huge farm. Like, I mean, we had a big ag program, and if it was like, but you didn't mess with the ag kids. Like, they
No.
were the ag kids. They all hung out. Like, it was, it was
Our
fine.
ag department we were on lockdown and we were held at gunpoint for
Yeah.
for a whole hour. They were
Yeah.
all guns drawn because these two people ended up being a false alarm, but had robbed the 7-Eleven,
The
like a little
7-Eleven across the
convenience store.
street.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and got on our campus, and they thought they were running into
Yeah.
our classroom, and we all just sat there. I'm trying to look out the window, like everyone's like, "Get down!" I'm like, "No, I'm fine. I'll report back to you. I have a podcast in the future."
That was the worst
fine.
part. I mean, I swear it was a normal occurrence, because that 7-Eleven had to have gotten robbed just like so many times.
Every other day.
Every
Oh,
other
shit.
day. And like that 7-Eleven, if you ran across, you were in residential. But if you ran kitty corner, that was our school, and it was just a wide open thing. They could literally hop a fence, be in our school. And that happened so many times.
Damn, there's something about 7-Eleven, because there used to be one in the center of our town that got fucking robbed like 24/7 as
All the
well. And
time.
so much so that it's not even a store anymore.
Oh, man.
Damn, next time I go back, I need to go see if that 7-Eleven is still there.
I know, we should.
It's a landmark. They like put
It's-
like a statue
yeah.
out front at this
They-
point.
they have, like,
that
one
is
of
a
those
part
little-
of the city.
100% that one of those little historical placards
Yes.
like up on a pole that was like, here is the site.
They have a guest book when you arrive. You have to like sign in that you're there to like view this 7-Eleven. Oh man.
Oh,
That's fucking hilarious. That is hilarious.
Enough about us.
I've had a gun in my face twice in my life,
Oh.
and
Shit.
neither one was like in high school. So
oh my
Jeez.
gosh.
actually, I think one of them was in high school. It was my friend's mother, because she thought we were trying to sneak out of her house, and she thought we were trying to break into her house.
Stop. Oh
So,
my
like,
god.
They're all like, "Kevin, go check the window." And I fucking look in the window, and I see her, and I was like, "Shit." And then she like saw my head, and she's like, "Get in here, you motherfucker!"
Oh my
Because fucking she was gonna like she thought I was
Yeah.
a fucking she was gonna have me come in
Yeah.
and fucking she was gonna beat the shit out of me or something. And she like so I ducked down, and I put my hand on the windowsill, and she's like has a fuck. I didn't know she had a gun, and she had a
Oh my
gun like freaking
gosh.
inches from my face, and I was like, "Oh!" And I
You're
fucking
like, it's
left
me,
the
it's
window.
me.
And then I guess she said that she put the gun behind her back. I didn't see anything because it was still dark. And then my other two friends freaking went through the window like super fast.
Oh my god.
This might give away like their race, but they were just like right through right through the window and up the stairs before she could even like react.
Yeah,
And then
definitely
my
white.
slow ass fucking comes in and I put my hands down on the floor and she slaps me in the back of the fucking head because she was scared to death.
Yeah,
Like, she was
for
fucking
sure.
terrified.
She's like, how
And
dare
I'm
you?
And I'm the only one that she could catch. So she fucking whacked me right in the back of the fucking head. She's like, you motherfucker.
I'm so glad that this story, began with one of the times it was in my face, and that you're not gonna be featured on our episodes as a mother crime.
I
Like,
know,
you break it into her
seriously.
house, and we're
Yeah.
telling your story. Oh man, yikes!
Yeah.
We don't recommend that.
No, the second time I actually fought the guy, and he's ended up sticking me in the knife.
Oh.
He's ended up sticking me in the throat with a knife because I had his gun in my hand, and he was still holding on to his hand, and he was like, I don't know, on some drugs because he was like just ninja shit and fucking had a knife into my throat fucking in like 2 seconds.
Oh my
I
god.
never heard you say this. Like, I'm assuming you've told this plenty of times, and
I think I've only told the story maybe on my podcast, maybe once.
wow,
Maybe.
that's
So
crazy.
insane.
If I have told, I know I've told the story, but it might have been on somebody else's show.
Damn, that's insane. Well,
That is
Yeah, it
insane.
was. I fucking because I was working at Wendy's. I was working at Wendy's and I was cage fighting at the same time, and so I was fucking. I was tired. It was like midnight, and this guy comes in, and I just hear I'm trying to take out the trash, and I unlock the back door, and I'm like tying the bag, and I hear, and I just look up, and there's a guy standing there with a fucking shotgun in my face, and he goes, "Get in the freezer," and I was like,
what?
and then I smiled, and I like kind of like started laughing, and he's like, "This isn't a fucking joke," and I was like, "Are you sure?"
Oh my gosh!
And then he grabbed me to try and push me into the freezer. So his gun was like up against my shoulder, and he had like one hand on it, but it wasn't on the stock. It was up
Right.
towards the barrel. And I freaking
Yeah, that was
I
your
looked
chance.
at it, and I fucking grabbed it, and I had both hands on it, and I went like that, and he ended up getting both of his hands on it. So he's like behind me with his arms around me, and I'm pushing it, and we ended up going out the back door into the snowbank, and then that's when he fucking like did some ninja shit and fucking stuck me in the throat. And he goes, "If you don't fucking like I have a scar from it, which actually now that I have a tattoo on my throat, you can't see it, but it's just like it's like a poke." Because he just held it there, and he's like, "If you don't let go of this fucking gun, I'm gonna slit your throat." And I was like, "Okay."
Oh
fine.
my gosh.
And then what? He just
So-
went and got a burger and left. What's the end of the story? Like,
So
what?
I got up, and I'm pretty sure his mask fell off, so he kind of ran away. And I come in and expecting him to come in behind me, and I turned around, and he wasn't there. And I was like my thought was like he dropped his mask, and he's like fixing himself. I'm like, "Shut the fucking door!" And the manager starts trying to, because we like caused like some chaos.
Yeah.
And there was like, I'm pretty sure that just dropped because I'm moving around a lot, and it's not a ghost.
Uh-oh.
But so we caused a bunch of chaos, and there's a bunch of trash cans all because I brought all the trash cans back there to take the trash out, and all the trash cans are everywhere, and they're in the doorway, and my boss is trying to freaking kick the trash cans out of the way because he was the closest to the door. And freaking, he's almost has it shut, and the guy's fucking hand comes in and pulls it open, and he fucking sticks the gun back in, and we're both just like, "Yep, we got." So my the manager just gives him an envelope full of money, and it was only $1,600. So and then he took off through the woods. Actually, to also a part of this story, there was this dishwasher that was right around the corner. He's fucking humongous dude. I was 18. I was probably at the time. I was close to my size, I guess. I was in like the best shape of my life, but still, I was a kid, regardless.
Yeah.
But this dude, this guy doing the dishes was like this like 280-pound fucking 6'2" fucking Neanderthal looking dude.
Where was he?
And he fucking comes around the corner. I have the guy's gun in my hand, and I go, "Help! This isn't a fucking joke." and fucking he just stood there and stared at me, and then fucking took off in the other direction. I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
Gosh. Little teddy bear
And then-
ass. He didn't do shit.
Yeah, and then this kid that I went to high school with fucking was in the break room underneath the fucking table on calling 911 on his cell phone.
Wow.
So
You're like, don't worry, guys.
Yeah.
I've got it. You sit
Yep.
down. Let me handle it. You guys are fine. I'm going to grab the gun,
My
guys. It's fine.
gosh.
Wow.
yeah,
Holy
Go eat
Yeah.
your spicy chicken
shit.
nuggets. Don't worry, I'll handle the whole thing. Like, what the hell? Oh my
yeah.
God.
I mean, I was just learning how to fight too. So like, if I was at the end, if I was who I am now, like this guy would have been like light work. But I was still learning
I
shit
mean, and
back
you were
then.
young. You were very young.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And then the cops started asking people if they thought that I had something to do with it. I was like, "What?"
You're like, do you see this, like,
Yeah.
scar
I'm
on my
literally
neck?
bleeding from
Like-
my throat.
Obviously, I had nothing to do with it. Jerks.
People are wild.
Yeah,
Yeah.
people are wild.
Damn.
But anyways, more about you guys. So you guys started out as wine time, as in like wine, like whining, not the alcohol.
Yeah.
What caused the name change? Because of the mother stuff, or like?
No, it was still mother stuff in the beginning. We've always had the same. It was wine time, the good, the baddest, and the crime. Like even back then.
Yeah.
But I always like told myself that I was going to have a YouTube channel that was called Wine Time because I can complain about anything. And I was going to go out to my little she shed in the back with my glass of wine, put on the YouTube channel and just talk shit because I can do it. And so when I brought up the idea, we're like going through all these names and I was like, well, what about this? You know? And it did not fit whatsoever for what we were doing. We also did a lot of like mom topic conversations in the beginning. And so we were trying to kind of cater to too many different things. And that's ultimately why
gotcha.
like mother, like mortar.
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 Mother like mortar.
I
It's your
quit.
tooth.
I quit.
It's your tooth.
I'm like, it's either the tooth or the twang that's starting since I live here now.
It's that Kentucky twang.
Twang.
But yeah, and then Heather, she's really good at naming things. She chose the
Yeah, we
This style.
decided, that we wanted to focus more because we did used to do kind of more like a variety of things, just always related to moms, obviously. And then we decided once we had hit a year, it was right around our 1 year anniversary. I think it was actually like we timed it to be like on our 1 year anniversary. We decided, okay, we're going to focus in now really on the true crime aspect of things. And so that's when we rebranded ourselves. And I have to tell you, I wish I had kept some of the text messages, Rachel. You might still have them because you never delete anything off your phone, of where we were literally just texting each other back. What about this? This?
Yeah.
This? Ooh, I
I
like
should go
that.
get that.
But what about
I
this?
definitely
This? And one day, I specifically remember we had narrowed it down to like 2 or 3. I was cleaning out my garage and I had you on speakerphone and we were going through it, and then we were just like, yeah, no, that's it. We don't feel as good about these other names as we feel
Right.
about Like Mother, Like Murder. So that's
Yep.
what's happening.
Then it was born.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Well, all right. So, anyways, I guess I'll just get into the story now that we've gotten to know you a little bit
Yeah.
about your podcast and whatnot. And I shared a freaking random story that I've never
I
told
was
on the podcast
literally just thinking, like,
That's
you
crazy.
need to, if you're comfortable, I mean, you need to fire pit that. Like, Ryan and Scott need to hear that story. Like, that's insane.
All right. Well, I have another thing that I want to talk about, and I wanted to do it on their show, so
Okay.
I could probably do
And
that.
then you could do the
They've
fire pit. And then you can end with the fire pit saying about how, like, right before you were telling that story, a ghost literally made something drop inside your
Yeah.
room. And you scared the shit out of Heather and Rachel because both of us were like, what the fuck is there?
That still shot is probably amazing because he's looking that way and we're both just staring at him with our jaws dropped.
What is it?
Say words, please. Say words.
Because I like to. Well, all right. So I wear a hat sometimes right before I record so that I know my hair is gonna stay this way.
Stay down.
You know what I mean? So I'll do this with my hair and I'll put a hat on. And I'll be like, all right, it'll
Nice.
stay like that because I don't put shit in my hair.
Yeah.
And then I fucking sat it's a printer and it has baby stuff and a book on it and I put my hat on top of there, but like it kind of like sort of shakes but not really, and I was sitting here doing this with my hand and then I just see it out of the corner of my eye just drop to the floor and I'm like
You scared the shit.
You're
I was like, is someone talking to him? Why isn't he moving? Is he frozen? What's going on?
That is cool. Yeah, you gotta send us that picture because I'm sure
Oh,
like
I will.
we
The
look so
screenshot of that is probably like,
maybe it'll be because Riverside will, when we're done recording, we'll give you guys like 3 different like pictures for
Nice.
the recording. So
Nice.
maybe
That's
it'll
one
be
of
one
them.
of them. So, but anyways, let's get into what we're all here for, and that is a true crime story that you guys are gonna try and figure out who the killer is. So,
Ooh.
you ready?
Yes,
Yes.
I am ready.
All right. January 23rd, 2008, a woman named Judy hustled through the parking lot of Trinity, and I always fuck this word up, Evangelical Lutheran Church. Evangelical, is that how you say
Pretty
that?
good.
sounds good enough to
All
me.
right.
It's however you say it.
There was no service that day, but Judy was only there to clean the church. She fumbled around with her keys to unlock the church door, her hands shaking from the cold January air. I mean, she was well into her 60s. She was fucking totally over this Pennsylvanian freaking cold during the winter. But nonetheless, this is where she lives, so this is what she had to deal with. But she slid the key into the lock, and she would find that it was already unlocked. Knowing that the door should have been locked, she was perplexed at why it wasn't. She's like, maybe someone just forgot and to do so, and I'm gonna tell them what's what when I get in
Yeah.
here.
I'm gonna give them a reminder.
Yeah. So she walks in and she sees the office door and she sees it open ajar, and she's like, all right, let's go, tell them they got to make sure the door is unlocked. Although during the weekend, the doors are always unlocked, but during the week, not that they lived in not that it was a bad neighborhood or a bad area or a crime-ridden area or anything, they just kept the doors locked Monday through Friday. So she gets into the office and nobody's there, and she calls out, hello, and there was no answer, and then she notices a pair of feet on the other side of the desk. So she rushes around the side and she finds a woman laying in a pool of blood.
Oh gosh.
Her face completely destroyed. She couldn't even tell who she was.
Oh my god.
She thought at her first finding of this woman, she's like, she's dead. This woman's dead. It's just that she's a bloody mess. It was just her face was shattered, a shattered mess of flesh and blood. And then she noticed that her chest was actually rising and falling.
Oh, wow.
So she wanted to perform CPR and turn her over, but then she didn't want to cause any more damage.
Right.
She doesn't know what else is going on with her.
Yeah.
And as she's standing over this woman, she's like, because it's visibly clear that it was a gunshot to the face, and it just dawns on her, whoever did this might even still be inside the church.
Uh-huh.
So she
yeah.
snatches the
Yeah.
cordless phone off the cradle before she hightailed it out of there without even forgetting her jacket. So she exits the church right into the frigid January air, and she dials 911. A state trooper and paramedics would arrive within minutes. Judy showed them the office. The medics would actually discover that the bloody woman was still alive as well, so that the paramedics would, make Judy leave the office to give them space to do what they need to do. So as Judy's walking out of the church, she makes she rounds the corner of the building, and there's a window there that actually looks into the office. So as she rounds that corner, she looks into the window, just like passing by, and she notices that the paramedics are flipping this woman over onto the stretcher, and she notices the other side of the woman's face and recognizes her as her close friend Rhonda.
Oh.
Now,